And I am so happy to welcome so many of you to our very first virtual VCTM Awards ceremony. As I often say to my students this year, I'm going to share my screen so that we can have a nice, organized way to recognize all these wonderful people. All right, so there are going to be many other folks helping me tonight as we go through the list here of grants, scholarship recipients, our awardees, and I'm going to ask that each one of my VCTM assistants here are going to introduce themselves as it comes to their part of the ceremony. Now, I have the privilege of being the president of VCTM, and for many of you that may not be VCTM members, you might sort of wonder a little bit about this organization. We are in the midst of the, I guess, the 45th birthday of VCTM. It was founded in 1976, and it is an organization that is really, as it says here, dedicated to really encouraging this active interest in mathematics teaching and learning. And if you are not a member of VCTM and want to be a member, there are going to be many opportunities throughout tonight where we will encourage you to get more involved and to contact the organization. Now, in our Constitution, there is Article 6, Section 1, says there shall be an annual meeting of the Council. So we're going to take just the next 2 or 3 minutes to fulfill this constitutional requirement. I've asked Ginger Lewis, our treasurer, to say a few words now about VCTM's financial standing. Ginger?
Yes, so we have a strong and fiscally sound checking account and savings account. And we were gifted, I believe year before last, $100,000 from Mr. Flanagan, who asked us then to have the Flanagan grant that we've had a few times. And we've been able to figure out how to invest that money. And we are moving that $100,000 into the investment account, which is our biggest transaction this year. But that's a good thing, so that we have it invested the way that he asked us to. So that's kind of our biggest financial thing this year.
All right, thank you. And one of the things that I want to emphasize is that the money that we do earn from helping out with, say, regional conferences or charging the attendance at our own conferences or membership fees, most of it gets turned around into events and opportunities for our teachers and our students. I want to mention just a very few of the ones that, even though COVID has made a very interesting year, we've still been able to do quite a lot of outreach. I'd like to thank Shelley Pine, who helped us this year create outreach webinars with the theme for VCTM teachers by VCTM teachers. And so we felt that those were very successful, and whether it's Zoom or Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, we were able to do virtual outreach all across the Commonwealth. And so we're looking to continue some of those in the next year. Second thing I want to highlight is that we had a successful virtual conference this year in March. And as you can see, we were going with that theme again of reimagining teaching and learning for teachers by teachers. And I want to thank Teresa Wills, who was our conference organizer. It really was very successful. We had many, many excellent sessions, And the keynote by Howie Hua was really engaging and inspiring. We are now starting to plan for the VCTM 2022 conference. And although I cannot tell you a definite place and time, I can say pencil in about March 18th, 19th, that we are going to be looking to have an in-person conference with sort of a hybrid approach, so there will be some ways to participate in a virtual environment. And then I would be remiss if I didn't highlight our very excellent and award-winning journal, the Virginia Mathematics Teacher. I've just got pictured here, I think, the three most recent issues. The one on the left being one that I'm not sure if you can quite see it, but the theme of the journal was teaching mathematics during the COVID-19 pandemic. So lots of reflections and ideas and strategies all wrapped up in a very nice journal. And again, let me emphasize, if you would like to get involved with the committee or with the journal, please contact info@vctm.org. And so that was the end of our very quick meeting. And I'd like to now have us move into our awards and recognitions part of our ceremony tonight. And I do have to say that I love this quote, because that's really what we're about to do tonight. So we're going to put a few of these folks on pedestals, and they are heroes.
Hi, my name is Nancy Taylor, and I am the grant committee co-chair. And our first grant that we're going to talk about our recipients is the Karen D. Michaelwitz First Timers Grant. And this is in honor of Karen D. Michaelwitz because she was a big proponent of trying to get new teachers or any teacher to attend conferences and to help with the financial burden of going to either a state or a national conference. So let's look at our first recipient here. So this past year, we have Philip Deans. He was our 2021 recipient from Greensville High School. And he attended our first virtual conference this year. And he utilized this grant to attend the VCTM state conference to find new ways to promote the growth mindset within his classroom and everyday instruction. Congratulations, Philip. Next, we have our 2020 First Timer Grant for attending a national conference, but with 2020 being what it was with COVID and the pandemic, she was unable to attend the NCTM Chicago National Conference. And so she's hoping that she'll be able to attend the conference in 2022 in New Orleans. So Ann Winlong is at Alberta Smith Elementary School in Chesterfield County Public Schools. She plans on attending a national NCTM conference to foster a deeper understanding of mathematics to help improve her instruction. Congratulations, Ann Winlong. Right, we had two other recipients for the state VCTM conference from 2020. That is Natasha Ross, and she's at Lucy Addison Middle School in Roanoke City Public Schools. She is passionate about bringing the outside world into her classroom through not only instructional lessons and activities, but by modeling real-life mathematics in her classroom to promote math as lifelong learning experiences. And also Marissa Spencer, who is from Achilles Elementary School in I'm going to mess this up, Gloucester County Public Schools, and she's pursuing a Master of Science degree with a concentration in elementary and middle school mathematics. She loves attending math conferences in which participants can share ideas and knowledge through rich discussions. Marissa shares ideas from her own kindergarten classroom as well as implements the new ideas from these discussions that she has at the conferences. So we're hoping that we're going to see Natasha and Marissa at the 2022 VCTM conference next spring. Congratulations.
I think you may be muted, Barb.
I thought I unmuted. Am I?
You're good now.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. My name is Barbara Filler, and I am a high school teacher at the Stewart School in Richmond. The professional development grant is to support current VCTM members up to $1,000 to attend conferences, workshop, or other professional development opportunities, or to provide tuition reimbursement for math education coursework. And we do award up to 3 grants each year. Our first recipient for the professional development grant is Eileen Crispel, and she is an elementary teacher in Loudoun County. This grant will help her fund her attendance at the meeting of the National Council of Supervisors of Mathematics. After the conference, she plans to start a summer institute for special education teachers and their co-teachers that will inspire and empower them to commit to creating equitable classrooms where all students can access math ideas and concepts. Allison DePiro, who is from the Virginia Beach area, is passionate about creating positive math identities for students and a love of teaching for math educators. She is invested in professional growth. This grant will help her defray the cost of presenting and attending a national conference where she can share her knowledge and get new ideas, always with an eye towards enhancing her own professional growth. Our final 2020 Professional Development Grant recipient is Erin Neffinger, who is a high school teacher in the Rockingham County Public School System. Erin's goal is to gain insights into best mathematical practices, draw connections between her current teaching style and new methods to further enhance her classroom teaching. To help her achieve these goals, her intention is to use this grant to attend a national conference. Congratulations to all the Professional Development Grant recipients.
And this is Lynn again, and I'd like to just make a couple of comments about a couple of grants that we did not receive any applications, and we would like to encourage those out there to consider applying for the next years. The first one is the affiliates grant. And as it says here, we want to support and strengthen our affiliate organizations. We have about 8 or 9, the number escapes me right now, of our different affiliates, or some people will think of as more regional affiliate organizations of VCTM. And for example, these grants could be used for projects in your particular area that will benefit your affiliate and will directly or indirectly impact teachers in the affiliate. A new initiative, for example, could be a math contest for students, or maybe a professional development for teachers in your area. And so mentorship or sponsorship of an affiliate is also something that would be acceptable in making the request for this grant. So I want you all to consider applying, and there's more information on our website, vctm.org. And Ginger mentioned the Flanagan grant a little while ago. Dr. Stuart Flanagan has been very much involved since the beginning of VCTM in supporting and promoting innovation in mathematics education. And we appreciate his very generous gift, which now allows us to award a 1-year grant up to $5,000. And this is a fairly new grant. We've only awarded it twice in the last, I think 3 or 4 years. And I want again to encourage teachers or groups of teachers to put your heads together and think about what you might want to, what you might be able to do with a $5,000 grant to support an innovative idea in math education at your school or in your district.
Good evening. My name is Matthew Reams, and as the chair of the Edward A. Anderson Scholarship Committee, it's an honor to recognize several individuals tonight. VCTM awards a $2,000 scholarship for up to 3 college students each year. Each applicant must meet 4 core criteria: be a Virginia resident, be a full-time student attending a 4-year Virginia college or university, be currently enrolled in a degree-seeking program with a concentration or major in mathematics, and be planning to teach mathematics in a Virginia public or private school at the elementary, middle, high school, and/or college level. Applicants also complete a personal statement and provide academic transcripts and 2 letters of recommendation. Applications for the next round of awards will be available to download at the VCTM website in the fall and will be due by December 1st of this year. The 2021 Edward A. Anderson Scholarship was awarded to Catherine Safian of the University of Mary Washington. One of her professors wrote this about Catherine: Ms. Safian has outstanding communication skills, and her quantitative skills are unparalleled. We are fortunate that Ms. Safian is working as an academic services peer tutor, leading semi-weekly in-person and now virtual tutoring and study sessions for mathematics students. Her peers cannot help but benefit from her immense knowledge and ability in mathematics, and I'm happy to refer my students to her for tutoring sessions. Having worked as a tutor myself, I know that nothing prepares a student better for a career in teaching. So congratulations to Catherine. Although we weren't able to publicly recognize the 2020 scholarship recipients last year, we're glad to be able to do so tonight. The 2020 Edward A. Anderson Scholarships were awarded to 3 individuals. First, Caitlin Costello from James Madison University. One of her professors wrote, as a student assistant, Katie tutored students in mathematics content related to several areas. During her time as a tutor, Katie showed great patience, focus, care, and insight. She was a remarkable tutor, always seeking to offer the best help she could. Katie took on additional responsibilities beyond tutoring, such as helping plan lessons, grading assignments, and analyzing data. She was creative when planning, thoughtful and purposeful when grading, and ambitious when analyzing data. Her time as a student assistant has prepared her well for a future profession of teaching mathematics, both in the terms of the content she has mastered, as well as the professional skills she gained. A scholarship was also awarded to Joshua Doss from Virginia Tech. One of his professors wrote, Josh came to Virginia Tech from Martinsville, an economically challenged area of the state to which he plans to return to teach. He understands fully that he could use high mathematical talents to earn more money pursuing other careers, but he is dedicated to giving back to his community and providing opportunities for other students from that community to pursue their own aspirations. Josh's aspiration is to teach. And the third scholarship was presented to Matthew Hoyler from James Madison University. And one of his professors wrote, Matt is exactly the kind of student I'm excited to see pursuing a career in education. He's passionate about mathematics and passionate about teaching, and is thus proven to be invaluable to all of the math educators in our department and to our students. He has a very promising career before him. I have no doubt that he will be a phenomenal teacher. Congratulations to all of our scholarship recipients.
Hi, this is Nancy Taylor, the co-chair of the grant committee, and I would like to talk about the Ena Gross Scholarship. This is a new scholarship for VCTM. We just started it last year, and the purpose of this scholarship is to provide financial assistance through tuition reimbursement for either a teacher or an individual that wants to switch careers in order to teach middle or secondary mathematics. The recipients from last year, the first one is Catherine Tierney. She's from Ann E. Moncure Elementary School in Stafford County Public Schools. She just completed her degree at George Mason in educational leadership with a concentration in math leadership. She will implement the methods developed through her coursework to create learning opportunities in which students are engaged in doing mathematics and finding it fun instead of intimidating. Catherine plans on also sharing and modeling strategies as a math specialist. And I can see in the chat that she was also a student at Moncure Elementary School as well. All right, our next recipient from 2020 is Gabrielle Wolselick. And Gabrielle is from Glasgow Middle School in Fairfax County Public Schools. She's completing a master's program in K-8 math leadership from George Mason University. With this degree, Gabrielle will bring her knowledge and expertise gained to middle school level to help transform a school of rote math students to young mathematicians with resilience and a love of problem solving. Her career goal is to be a math specialist. At this time, we would like everyone to unmute their Zoom so that we can congratulate all of these deserving students and teachers for the grants and scholarships that they have received.
Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sherry Denoya from Colonial Heights Public Schools. It is my pleasure to be here this evening to recognize the Educator of the Year awardees. Each year, VCTM recognizes classroom teachers at the elementary, middle, secondary, university, and math specialist level for their outstanding work in mathematics education. Candidates are nominated by a colleague, followed by a rigorous application process completed by the nominee to be considered for this award. Following are our 2021 awardees. The 2021 elementary awardee is Linda Hasselton from Nathaniel Green Primary and Elementary Schools in Greene County, Virginia. Linda focuses more on mindset and growth and accuracy when working with students. She challenges herself every day to use skills she has learned, as well as personal experiences to encourage her students. Kim McTurf stated that Linda has a positive attitude and the mindset that everyone can grow. Because of her attitude, kids have gained confidence, learned many math skills, and become inspired to learn and do their best. She has made a difference in many students and teachers' lives. Adam Middock wanted us to know that Linda's passion for teaching and learning and her dedication to her students has been routinely witnessed. He stated that Linda is second to none. Regina Hissong wrote the level of engagement Linda brings to her role as a math leader, coupled with her willingness to find ways of providing interventions to kindergarten to fifth grade students, has been exemplary. She truly has a heart for teaching, supporting, and building math knowledge in students and teachers alike. Congratulations, Linda. The 2021 middle school winner is Diana Events from Church.
Yes, sir, Dukes.
From Churchland Middle School in Portsmouth Public Schools. Diana stated that it has become her heart's desire to help her students believe in themselves and their ability to succeed. She believes that an environment must promote safety, fairness, consistency, and foster relationships because this allows her to help support the productive struggle in learning mathematics, as well as elicit and use evidence of student learning. Minka Allen shared that if you were to ask students, even those learning virtually, they would say how much they enjoy being in Mrs. Events' class. This not only has to do with how well she teaches, but how she shows students that they matter outside of school. She goes above and beyond the call of duty, and it is an absolute pleasure to work alongside her. Michael Horton wrote that she tirelessly prepares for lesson planning with the math team and goes above and beyond to not only help students academically, but also as individuals. She has shown great leadership skills and dedication to her fellow math teachers, planning and using whatever resources she could to make sure that they were successful as a whole. A letter from Garen Moody stated that while this school year has been quite challenging for many educators due to the global pandemic, Mrs. Advents has demonstrated leadership and poise as she transitioned in virtual instruction with confidence. She demonstrates professionalism in every capacity, including her positive attitude and interactions with all stakeholders. Congratulations, Diana. We are pleased to announce there are two 2021 awardees at the high school level. Heather Key from Hickory High School in Chesapeake Public Schools. Fallon Graham wrote, "Compassionate, dedicated, and devoted are all words that describe Heather Key. Heather is someone who puts her heart and soul into everything she does. Heather is an outstanding math educator, guiding her students on a path of exploration, discovery, and deeper understanding of the subject. While her commitment to her students is unmatched, her graceful leadership as mathematics department chair and graduation coordinator, especially in the last year and a half, is something we can all learn from." Julian Freeman, the assistant principal at Hickory High School in Chesapeake, Virginia, said in her letter of recommendation, "Heather Key is cool under pressure, an exceedingly organized individual, and a leader in education. Ms. Key has a heart for students, a love for education, and has established herself as a critical member of the Hickory High School faculty. Heather Key is a leader in mathematics, and I'm proud to nominate her as a candidate for the Virginia Council of Teachers Mathematics Educator of the Year Award. Congratulations, Heather." The next high school awardee is Ashley Carrero from West Springfield Public Schools. Ashley wrote, "She asked students to do the math rather than just watch her work through problems. She asks students questions to see whether or not they understand. She has built a mathematical community in her classroom so that students know they are not on trial and they should never be embarrassed by her asking questions." Jennifer Walker stated that while Ashley's class promotes equity for all, her ability to influence other classes beyond her own is truly remarkable. Her students are lucky to learn from her, and as a colleague, she feels lucky to learn with her as well. Another colleague, Beth Rouse, wrote that Ashley is creating strong mathematical students who will also be prepared to be well-rounded, articulate, and productive citizens. She has an approachable and unthreatening demeanor, causing students to come and visit her classroom even years after she was their teacher. She is able to challenge students at their level and then fully support them in meeting that challenge. On top of Ashley's dedication to her students, she is a loved colleague and highly effective leader. Elizabeth Betsy Fawcett let us know that driven, passionate, and hardworking are three words to describe Ashley Carrero. She is extremely driven and dedicated to student growth. She leads her team in a way that pushes them to make strong, data-driven decisions and gives every team member a voice. Ashley's level of commitment makes her one of the most dedicated teachers with whom she has ever worked. Congratulations, Ashley. The 2021 Math Specialist Award winner is Holly Tate from Ferdinand T. Day Elementary School in Alexandria City Public Schools. Holly learns an immense amount from the work in her coaching partnerships. She enacts partnerships in dialogical coaching in which they are engaging in action research together. A colleague, Caitlin Kapowitz, wrote that Holly truly stands out as an exceptional educator, leader, and math specialist. Caitlin stated she did not always believe in herself as a math teacher, but through Holly's consistent inspiration, she has been empowered along with every teacher and student in her school to believe in themselves as mathematicians. Holly is a gifted and dedicated math specialist. Far Quinn not only nominated Holly for the award, she also wrote that through Holly's continued support, She has grown as an instructor during their time together, and she continues to grow and feels the effects of her support. FAR believes the ultimate mark of a great instructional coach is the lasting impact that they have on a classroom and beyond. And this is certainly the case with her classroom and Holly. Holly is and will continue to be someone she will turn to for guidance about instructional practice. She will use Holly's influence as a model for her own work as a coach by focusing on quality instruction, leading with equity in mind, and listening to and supporting teachers to grow in their practice. Julia Newfer wrote that Mrs. Tate has been a change agent for equity in elementary mathematics through encouraging a focus on providing access and equity in mathematics instruction for all students at their school. Her positivity and promotion that all students can learn is contagious and raises others to do the critical work that must be done. Congratulations, Holly. In the post-secondary university category, we are pleased to announce that Dr. Daniel Fritz, an assistant professor of mathematics at Virginia State University, is VCTM's 2021 awardee.
Hey, come on, let's go.
Dr. Fritz believes that teaching real application is very important to students in trying to enhance their critical thinking when it comes to solving problems. Application problems gives a clear understanding and concise representation on how we use mathematics and the importance of creating a better society with more advancement in technology. Sarah Bruton, a colleague, was reminded of a quote from Edith Wharton when describing Dr. Fritz. Quote, "There are two ways of spreading light, to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it," unquote. Through videos, his students were able to get the lecture part of the course that was missing because of COVID-19. Watching him build weekly videos helped her understand that he is the candle that spreads light while building videos and creating lectures for his students. Mary Lynn Thurman shared that Dr. Fritz is an intelligent and motivated individual who is passionate about teaching mathematics. He is committed to his students' academic and personal success in and out of the classroom. He works diligently to make certain that every one of his students has an equal opportunity to be successful. He goes above and beyond, and his students love him for that. Yanjin Liu stated that Dr. Fritz's influence permeates the region as a solid educational leader. Particularly noteworthy is his leadership and organizational skills, selfless attention to ensuring an education for every student and appropriate attention, and use of sound leadership needed to ensure the success of his students. Congratulations, Dr. Fritz. Due to the pandemic, last year's convention was canceled, so at this time, we would like to recognize our 2020 VCTM Educator of the Year winner, Melanie Sanchez from E.W. Wyatt Middle School in Greensville County Public Schools. Marcus Carey shared that extremely grateful to have Mrs. Sanchez as part of their math team at E.W. Wyatt Middle School. Currently, Mrs. Sanchez serves as the 8th grade math chairperson and on the school improvement team. Mrs. Sanchez has been a model teacher at E.W. Wyatt Middle School. While faced with adversities this year, Mrs. Sanchez has stayed focused and determined to provide her students with purposeful and engaging activities. Bonnie Hawkins, the math and science lead teacher at E.W. Wyatt Middle School, said in her letter of recommendation, "It is with great honor that I write this recommendation for Melanie Sanchez, one of our great teachers here at E.W. Wyatt Middle School. She demonstrates the leadership and professionalism of a seasoned teacher. Melanie demonstrates ways to understand and apply math principles on various learning modalities, not just pencil and paper way to pass a test. She makes an effort to show her students, and they respect her. She encourages and supports the accomplishments of other staff members who find success in their classrooms, as well as extracurricular activities. She opens her door to all who want to learn. Congratulations, Melanie, and congratulations to all of our Educators of the Year awardees."
Good evening, everyone. This is Debbie Delosier, and on behalf of the Virginia Department of Education, it's my pleasure tonight to be with you as we recognize the 2020 and 2021 state level finalist for the Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching, better known as PAMPST. Due to the pandemic, these two groups were named finalists fairly recently. To give you a little background around PAMPST, the Presidential Awards program was established by the White House in 1983 and is administered by the National Science Foundation. The PAMPST program identifies outstanding mathematics and science teachers in each state. One year, the award goes to an outstanding kindergarten through grade 6 teacher, and then the next year, the award goes to an outstanding teacher in grades 7 through 12. So let me now introduce to you the 2020 Virginia State PAMPST finalists. We'll start with Tracy Cabacoy. Tracy is a mathematics resource specialist at Providence Elementary in Fairfax County. Tracy's principal, Dan Phillips, shared in his letter of recommendation that Tracy is not only a dedicated teacher, but also a true instructional leader. She leads with grace and focus. She understands the needs of teachers and is able to provide just the right information and just the right challenge as teachers plan their lessons and discuss student needs. Sarah Phillips, an instructional coach with whom Tracy works, states in her letter of recommendation that Tracy is regarded by her peers as a strong educator, a caring coworker, and a reflective learner, all of which are demonstrated by her core values: relationships, hard work, and a student-centered mindset, all making her an invaluable partner at Providence. Congratulations, Tracy, on your recognition. Our next awardee is Tracy Curcio. Tracy serves as a Title I mathematics specialist at Elizabeth Scott Elementary in Chesterfield County. Julie Buntich, principal at Elizabeth Scott Elementary, shared in her letter of recommendation that Tracy helped to transform the school's math instructional environment into a student-centered group of classrooms where students are expected to work through problem solving using methods and strategies that emphasize making sense of numbers and place value rather than memorizing algorithms. She shares that the positive effort, energy, and mathematical thinking that the students display on a daily basis is nothing short of amazing. Mrs. Curcio's leadership and instructional expertise have certainly helped to lead the way. Lindsay Kistner, Scott Elementary's assistant principal, shared that Tracy somehow attends to the individual needs of each one of the students, while at the same time prioritizing the daily work of a mathematics coach. Her dedication to her job and to the students is unmatched. Tracy, congratulations on this recognition. The last of the three 2020 elementary finalists, whom as you could tell already are the elementary finalist, is Whitney Wells Corfield. Whitney is a teacher at South Anna Elementary, Hanover Public Schools. She is described by her principal, Alicia Cecil, as a passionate, dynamic educator whose commitment to excellence and ethics of caring guide her decision-making and color her interactions with her students. She excels at providing rigorous, innovative, and relevant learning opportunities which promote critical thinking, communication, and creativity. She shares that it is inspiring to enter Whitney's student-centered classroom and to witness her students participating in collaborative hands-on learning experiences. Her whole group and small group lessons challenge students with grade level standards and boost student engagement. Ian Shink, who many of you know as the mathematics curriculum specialist at Hanover Public Schools, has seen firsthand the positive impact that Whitney's teaching has had on student learning and the impact that her leadership has on a wider scale. He emphasizes in his letter of recommendation that Whitney's knowledge of the content and awareness of student misconception carries over into her classroom instruction. Instead of avoiding misconceptions, as many teachers do, she hopes they'll come up in the classroom. These misconceptions and mistakes serve as opportunities to ensure that students come away with the correct conceptual understanding. She instills in her students an appreciation for mistakes and provides them with the understanding that math is something to be understood and not just memorized. We want to congratulate you, Whitney, Tracy, on being selected as the 2020 Virginia State finalist for PAMPS. We wish you the best of luck as the national selection process finishes up. Next, we're going to move on to those that were just recently recognized, the 2021 Virginia State finalists for the Presidential Awards. These teachers represent those teachers from grades 7 through 12. So first we'll recognize Yvette Lee. Yvette is a computer science teacher at John Randolph Tucker High School in Henrico. Yvette's letters of recommendation all had a similar theme. They describe Yvette as driven, passionate, and striving to continue to grow. This is evidenced in the numerous professional learning opportunities and coursework that she engages in, and it's included in her pathway as an educator, where she started out as a piano teacher, then served as a mathematics teacher, and more recently is serving as a computer science teacher. Yvette constantly looks for ways to broaden and deepen her content knowledge, as well as her pedagogical knowledge, by taking formal and informal courses and enrolling in teacher workshops during the summer. Farika Elliott, one of Yvette's colleagues, shared that Yvette is always positive, always looking for ways to enhance computer science instruction. She's a team player who is loved and respected by her students, her teacher peers, and the Randolph Tucker High school community as a whole. There is so much that could be shared from her letters of recommendation, but I think this statement from her principal, Art Raymond, says it all. Yvette embodies so much of what we want our teachers to have: knowledge, drive, commitment to the profession, and to the students. Yvette, I know your school community joins us in congratulating you on being recognized as a finalist for the PAMPS Award. Our next awardee is Melinda LeBow, a mathematics teacher at Green Run Collegiate in Virginia Beach. Rian Patricio, head of Green Run Collegiate, shares that Melinda is an incredible asset to Green Run. She's a natural-born educator whose math content knowledge empowers her ability to address all the needs of her students. Ms. Patricio believes that Melinda's vast experiences, one as an elementary teacher, a high school teacher, an elementary math specialist, have all empowered her to support student learning through the effective use of instructional methods and strategies. George Coker, teacher and learning curriculum supervisor in Virginia Beach, describes Melinda as having a passion for developing math curriculum that engages students in authentic and problem-based learning opportunities. He provides an example in his letter of recommendation of how she worked to transform the first semester of geometry into a project-based experience where her students learned about the fundamentals of geometry by developing, pitching, and eventually constructing a mini golf course hole in collaboration with the design, technology, and art departments. Congratulations, Melinda, on your recognition. Our last 2021 PAMPS finalist is Geraldine Mascaloni. Geraldine is a mathematics teacher at the Arlington Career Center. Margaret Chung, principal at Arlington Career Center, describes Geraldine as an exceptional mathematics teacher with the gift of knowing how to leverage the language of mathematics to help EL students unlock its big ideas. In Ms. Scaloni's class, students master Algebra 1 content through clearly delineated and scaffolded language objectives. Through the use of sentence frames, question stems, and talk bubbles, students with limited English vocabulary are able to use the language of math and to learn math concepts. Geraldine is described as a reflective practitioner who shares her practice at the school and at the state level. She collaborated this year with the ESL team to provide job-embedded professional development on research-based second language instructional strategies. She, along with her colleagues, facilitated teams of teachers through a series of coaching cycles that resulted in a culture of teacher-to-teacher learning that has developed within, so that teachers see the value of learning through their own observations, reflections, and shared practices. We congratulate you, Geraldine, on your selection as a Virginia State PAMPS finalist. In closing, the NSF has shared that the state awardees for 2020 and 2021 will likely be notified in just a few short months. So we want to take this opportunity to wish each of our Virginia State PAMPS finalists the best of luck. Congratulations on being recognized as one of Virginia's best mathematics educators.
Woohoo! Woo!
Yes, please do unmute yourselves and let's give all this group a warm VCTM send here of best wishes. Yay!
What?
All right, so I am now going to start wrapping up our virtual ceremony today by reminding you all that you can find much more information about our organization. We can find out the deadlines, about grants, scholarships, awards, professional development, the new conference, webinars, the Virginia Math Teacher, so much more. Just go to our website, and I'll do a little shout out to Ian right now, who is our webmaster, who is keeps all of that information there on our website. And then also I would like to encourage all of our Educator of the Year, our grant recipients, our PAMPS finalists, and even our pre-service teachers to please consider becoming more involved with the organization. And if you would use that email address there, info@vctm.org, just let us know how you think you might want to get involved. And we will absolutely contact you and see if we can get you into one of the committees or other initiatives that we have in the coming year. So at this point, I just wanted to let everyone know, especially our award and grant recipients, that a recording has been made of tonight's ceremony. And so if you have a family member, administrator, someone who couldn't attend but would like maybe to know about it, you'll be able to find the recording of this ceremony soon on our website. I want to thank you all for attending tonight. And as I stop the share here, I just want to again give my heartfelt thanks to everyone who helped pull this ceremony together, but also send out my warmest congratulations to all our grant and scholarship recipients, our Educators of the Year, and our Virginia State finalists for the Presidential Awards. Well done.